Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to the Talos Principle. And today we have returned to the Land of Death in order to investigate one of the remaining star worlds, which happens to be sitting prettily right over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and do another sigil puzzle. These are always really exciting to watch. I mean, this one has a bunch of line pieces and a square block. Also has a whole bunch of T blocks, but threatening as those might seem, they're actually not all that difficult to figure out once you know exactly what you're doing if you have everything written down like I do, because you're doing a walkthrough like this. So, let's enter the secret star world of the desert and read out another sign, which happens to have the letter 6. Yes, 6 is now officially a letter. I have deemed this under the Republic of Canada. And we are also going to take another look at one of these beepy computer terminal thingies, which has an article on an orangutan, and also how to really avoid heart attacks, probably a really credible source of information. A couple more things on the archive. You've got a guy who's writing about usernames in an email from George, and another image. This one's actually of all the buttons on the elevator. Now, the desert world has puzzles which I would consider to be sort of slightly easier in comparison to some of the ones which we've already tackled, which is kind of odd given the fact that this is the Star World, but I don't know, to be fair, on your first try, some of these will probably trip you up very easily. Hell, the first one kinda did for a little bit of time, but thankfully I didn't spend too long being a little lost lamb. Also, the sun is really bright out in this world. I could stare at this all day if I really wanted to, because it does look kind of pretty, but I fear that if I blind myself I will not be able to solve any puzzles, and that will be depressing. So we are going to start off with Peekaboo, which has a couple of silly little buzzers? Yeah, buzzers, that's what they're called. Those buzzers, they always look like there's something ripped right out of Portal to me. It's just, they kind of look like evil versions of Wheatley or something. That's the only vibe I seem to be getting off of those. You want to start off by recording yourself standing on a button, and not looking like a fool. And then you want to set up a connector like this for the time being. Even though the button is kind of unactivated and the door will not open like this, we need to start recording ourselves once again, and we're going to immediately take this connector and move it around here. I think it's quite crucial that you actually place the connector back here at this angle, because I've tried keeping it again in the center, like parallel to the other one, which is like already existing, but part of the problem was that the buzzers kind of interfere with the laser streams a lot, and the way this puzzle works is honestly one of the weirder ways, but hey, if you can figure out how to solve it, then, you know, you'll feel a little more rewarded for your efforts, because this one took me the most amount of time out of all of them for some reason, even though it's actually fairly simple. After you've stood on the button for a while, you should have both connectors in place, and if I did this right, if myself from the past has figured out how to use connectors and how they work, then we might just be rewarded with another silver sigil. So let's just take a look and see if he did things properly. Come on, buddy. You can do it. And that is perfect. That's the exact kind of flow I need to keep at least two lasers going, so that way, as long as one buzzer intersects with another one, the other one will still stay active. And that's how you solve that puzzle. So now, opposite end, there's also a QR code on this opposite end which you can read. It's from Brachial X, which we freed earlier. This puzzle is probably the easiest one, which is called Merry-Go-Round, and it's a whole bunch of moving of objects, and that's basically all you need to know about this puzzle. It's nothing too exciting. You can't destroy or blow up any statues and hope that will reveal some sort of hidden meaning behind this puzzle. There's nothing exciting like there was in Star World A, where you could cut down trees for useful purposes. It's just, no, you're not gonna get any of that stuff, sadly. But we are gonna go get another connector, so, I mean, connectors are always nice. They're sort of like trees. They're shaped like tri-legged trees because they are tripods, technically. So, yeah. It's nice to have another one of these trees in my inventory. Yes, I could just pick up this palm tree right now and take it with me. But I don't really feel like it. I'm too busy occupied with solving puzzles to be concerned about palm trees and things like that. And I'm going to move this connector out to the far right, situated between this window so that way the laser can actually reach, and the other window so that way it can connect to that door. We don't need to waste the powers of the jammer on it. And now we need to transport this connector with us in order to collect the sigil. This one I still find really surprisingly easy, given the shape of how puzzles are supposed to be in the Star Worlds, but oh, what do I know? I didn't design this game. At least it's fun. I like having fun whenever solving puzzles. If you're not that kind of person, then maybe you shouldn't be playing the Talos Principle. Maybe you should go play some sort of game which just isn't fair. And as for what game that might be, I have no clue what that could possibly suit your interests, to be honest. I'm quite stumped on that one. I would leave you to figure it out, however. I think there's actually... Yeah, there's another QR code that's hidden back there behind the spawn building, but I'm not gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna do the final puzzle instead, which is called Cat's Cradle, which is a whole mess of connectors. Good God, there's just a whole slab of them right here, all over the place. A real true Cat's Cradle of kittens and yarn and stuff, whatever cats do in their spare time. But if the cats are going to be making cradles, then I'm going to be unraveling all these cradles for them, because I am mean like that, and I like ruining the fun that cats might particularly have. And I need to set this laser up like so. Yeah, that should work for the time being. And then we're going to connect this so that way it opens, and then hold the door like this, I want to say, so that way I can maybe connect over there-ish. Yeah, that should be situated properly. So with this door open from the new source over there, we can very quickly grab this box, and we need this box in order to hold down a pressure pad which is hidden behind this door. And to finish completing this puzzle, just connect the red laser like this. Trust me, while that looked kind of easy, it's deceptively difficult, probably for a lot of people, and especially me on my first try, so don't feel bad if you get stuck. It happens to everyone. This is why it's a puzzle game. You're kind of meant to get stuck. Also, you cannot go behind the building. I mean, you can go there, but you can't go very far, as in, if you reach the very tip of the other side, you're just gonna get teleported away. There's just no stopping that fact. We cannot explore as much as we want to. And I could probably just peek right around, and there's just literally nothing here. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. You can actually just walk back here. Alright, how about that? I kind of forgot this was actually a feature, so I'm just gonna explore back here and pretend as if there are actually hidden QR codes, but I really don't think you're supposed to be wandering around in this desolate wasteland surrounded by a giant teleporter, which is supposed to take you away from this place, but I like being here. This is my home now, is to be one with the puzzle, because it's not fair that the puzzle has to live by itself. It probably needs a roommate. I'm gonna be this puzzle's roommate, until I get bored and I decide to leave, because there's not really anything back here, and I think I'm just gonna let myself get teleported. Oop! And as promised, I shall go ahead and read the QR code on the other side of the spawn room. I didn't exactly promise this, but, you know, it's there, it's available. I might as well take a quick peek at it. There's also a really lovely looking pyramid back there. Really, this area just reminds me of, like, the last central part of the Egypt levels, but this one's just a tad bit more open, and you can explore just a tiny bit more, but sadly you cannot really approach the pyramid. It's probably just a giant texture. It's only a model, but the game doesn't really want you to know that much. And that's the end of this world. Yeah, it's a really short world. Has a couple of sort of easy puzzles-ish, I want to say. I mean, to be fair, again, on your first try, it might be slightly difficult, Chief, but, you know, yeah, it's once you get the general idea, it cannot be all that difficult, right? And, I have seen things that you cannot possibly imagine. So, let's leave. And that is going to wrap it up for this video. I want to keep this fairly short because I still have to cover the final Star World, which I'm probably going to do straight after this video. But, thank you guys very much for watching anyway. Have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.